Hey guys, my name is Dustin and I'm with HeyGov. Well, I wanted to describe a little bit about how the app works, the inspiration behind it, and give you a couple of screenshots. First of all, the reason for the app is that prior to COVID, everything was done pretty much, 100% in person. The app that we're building and the solution that we're trying to solve are a way to provide efficient services that are affordable to municipalities who will operate, whether it's going to be a hybrid version of online or in person. This is a desktop view of what Brad would see when he logs in. He'll be able to see an overview of the straw poll that he's currently running. I'll get into that in a little bit, of issues that citizens reported, which are now resolved. And we are able to connect directly into the website and show the news and notices that are published on the website. They automatically show up within the app. And now I'm going to give you a app view because we have a physical app that's here. I'm recording the screen remotely here. So I'm going to click on the bottom left here is the HeyGov app. Let me click on it to open it. And I can open up the menu and I see those three main areas where it has the overview. And this is where it shows the results of the poll, or actually that there's a poll in progress. And then underneath here, we see the issues that have been reported in the past and which ones are now marked as resolved. And then we also have these news and notices, which automatically show here. So I'm viewing this as, and basically as a resident. And so as a resident, I can go in here and I can report an issue. I'd be able to click on this button and says, yes, I want to report an issue. This is where I can go out and take a photograph. It'll automatically document the location based on the GPS coordinates of my cell phone. And I can type, in some notes here with regarding the issue. I'm not actually going to send it because this is a real live website. If I do send it, it will actually be received by Brad. And here, actually, this is a legitimate issue from about a week or so ago. Somebody made a comment about noticing an abundance of used needles around the city and that they would like some designated disposals of it. Now, this app is showing a little bit more because I have the developer view of it, so it's showing additional notes on the bottom, and it's showing also this stuff. This is basically for HeyGov people to help troubleshoot it. But yeah, essentially it's a way for the village and city administrator to see what is going on, what's happening, and then this is an issue, and we see the actual GPS coordinates of it with it was automatically added. We see exactly where the issue was reported, and it shows the address right there. And you can see that the status is currently in progress, and this was marked by the police department. So when this issue was submitted on May 7th, so just not too many days ago, actually it started up here. So it was the end of April. A citizen, Brian, was writing this information about a loud barking dog. And then the next day, Brad, so it came at 8 o'clock in the evening then. And then over here, we see that it came at 11 o'clock that Brad assigned it to the police department. And then the next day in the afternoon, Jeremy, who is the chief of police, went ahead and changed it to in progress. And he made a note that the officer will attempt to contact the owner. And it's been sitting in the in progress tab for a while. And then basically about a week or so later, he says the officer has been attempting to contact. And he writes, is the dog still barking? Do you have to notice what time of day the residents are home? And this was actually a notice that gets sent automatically to the resident who reported the issue because it was an issue that was reported directly by an individual who lives within the city. So it's a really great thing for the city of Black River Falls to have this sort of information available to them to be able to report and show the progress of what they're doing. Another function that I can show real quick is that how we integrate with the actual website. So this is a notice that was given for the board of review, and I can click on it and it automatically opens up into the City of Black River Falls website. And we can see all the information here based on what was submitted by the city administrator. And I can just go back to the HeyGov app, and I can see other things like they have a request for bids microservicing, and that's another news and notice that gets published on the website, but it shows up automatically within the HeyGov app. Now I'm going to switch back to the desktop version and show you the administrator view. So actually, before I do that, because I can view this as a straw poll, I'll go back here and show you what it looks like as a citizen to view the straw poll. The straw poll was originally created to see if residents in the city were interested in allowing ATV, UTV traffic on the city streets. And you can see the big description here. It talks about the reason for it. It says that the Black River Falls Downtown Association was the one who submitted a written proposal saying, hey, we're kind of interested in this. They've looked at what is offered in other municipalities nearby, and they're all kind of offering something very similar. And so it's basically asking the city residents, can you please give us your ideas about this and let us know. We've created it in a way so that anybody can vote, but the idea is to be able to type in an address, and this will do a GPS lookup. And the idea for this is to show who is a resident and who is not a resident, because although Brian is asking, if you do not physically reside within the city limits, please do not participate. But in fact, because it's an app and it's a public app, anybody technically could vote, but we'll be able to filter those results based on who is a city resident and who is not, based on geofencing of the city boundaries. And it's just asking a couple simple questions. Are you in favor of allowing ATV, UTV traffic in the downtown area? Why or why not? And then the next part of the question is, would you be in favor of allowing the traffic on all city streets? Yes or no, and why or why not? So now I'll go ahead and switch back to the desktop view, and we actually have the responses here. So we can see that there have been 76 answers collected in 20 days. We can see the names of the people who have filled out the form, the date and time, how they voted, and you can see a summary towards the top. We have a little line graph here showing who the number of votes for and the number of votes against. And then we can also measure and see how many people actually who physically downloaded the app to fill out the survey, which is really cool because this is not SurveyMonkey. This is not something where people click on a form and fill it out. This is a physical app that now people can have and use and submit their questions, submit their inquiries, submit answers to the straw poll, and we can validate also the IP address of the people who have voted. So this is HeyGov as it is today. We have several additional features that we're working on building. One is a chatbot. This is going to be a separate function of this, where somebody can report an issue. The next version of HeyGov, which will be coming out perhaps in the next 2, 3, 4 weeks, will be a version where it shows ask a question. So it'll be report an issue, and the second part of it will be to ask a question. And this is where people can do text or type chatting and ask questions like things related to the city. When is garbage and recycling? What are the office hours of the city hall? What are the next events happening on the calendar? When is the next board meeting? Things like that. And we'll also have it built in with internal FAQs, frequently asked questions. We are actually going to be building more functions on top of this, and some of the functions may include having the ability to post RFPs and biddings so that the other organizations can go ahead and submit their bids for it and have a way for this workflow of issues coming back and forth with regard to it. So this is the main version of what we have for HeyGov now. If you have any questions, just feel free to reach out and let me know.